before we lose track of time, let's get the driver ratings done for the Austrian Grand Prix.
Let's do it.
Let's start with the DNFs first. So what we're going to do it this year is you have super softs to super hards. Super hards are your best driver of the day. Super softs being your worst driver of the day. And you go
it's good to be hard. You don't want to be soft.
Exactly. It's very good to be there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's start from the DNFs. Let's go. Who's DNF? Let's go Checo. Checo DNF first. What do you think Checo was in your opinion?
Okay, so it's clear George's fault. It was a pretty ballsy move, but at the end of the day, pretty unavoidable for him. I would give him I'll give him a medium.
I agree. Give him medium.
Generous. Giving him a medium because I think he would have done pretty well.
Yeah. No, I think he messed up in qualifying, which messed him up for the sprint race. And I think, to be honest, he's seen the likes of Alex Albon and Lewis Hamilton go through that same corner, and there was a sort of tangle up there, and Alex lost his podium. I think Checo, probably being the smart driver, could have realized that. But again, they're F1 drivers at the end of the day. All right, let's go. The GOAT Latifi.
GOAT Latifi. He was retired.
I'm sorry.
He retired to save his power unit.
He was 56 seconds behind.
Oh my word! I mean, I'm trying to think of some way to save him.
It's super soft.
It's got to happen. It's got to happen.
Super soft.
GOAT Latifi, super soft.
Indeed. Let's go. Let's go. That Mr. Engine who blew up, Carlos Sainz.
Oh, the fireman.
I'm a little controversial. It's super hard.
Super hard.
I think he was quicker than. I think if it wasn't for him, I think if Carlos and him weren't teammates, if Charles and him weren't teammates, Carlos would have passed Charles. Because I think he was just trying to be protective and go around the corners very easily. He didn't pass him.
Hard. I'm hard for Carlos.
You're hard. Good. Good. Right, let's go. Mr. Sebastian Vettel.
Oh, Sebi Vettel he was so unlucky. The poor guy. The only thing he really did wrong was black and white flag. But I mean, everyone got black and white flag. Yeah, fun coupon.
I'm going to say
poor guy. Boy, his pace was pretty off, though.
Yeah, I'm going to say medium.
What was he, 18th starting the sprint? Or was he 18th starting the race?
Race.
Starting the race.
17th starting the sprint.
I think he's a softie.
He's a soft.
Can't lie. Yeah, I'd love to do better.
I'm just going to say Yuki and Gasly, both of them for me are super softs.
Oh, Gasly for sure. How dare you?
How dare you
do that to my boy, sir? How dare you, mate? Yeah, no, super soft about it. Completely with you.
Exactly. Joke on you. I didn't see a lot of him, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, he was in that 5 mix, but he missed out, didn't he?
Yeah.
He held on for a while though.
He did. Medium.
At the end of the day, where you cross the line matters, though, doesn't it? I think I'll go soft for him.
Soft for him. I'll go medium, man. I think he did. He was only 1 place behind Bottas, or 2 places behind Bottas. He was somewhat there, but I think he should.
I think it was 3 at the end of the race.
Oh yeah, he was
14th. Yeah. Bottas was 11th. Yeah. I think it's got to be soft.
It's got to be soft. I think. Yeah, I agree. Right to Alex Albon. What do you think? Would you think Alex Albon?
Pretty boring race from him. Not gonna lie. I remember hearing a bit before the race about how his Williams got the upgrade. GOAT Latifi's didn't. Yeah, he finishes 12th. I mean, pretty mid for him. I mean, 12 isn't bad for the Williams. We'll give him a medium.
Medium? Yeah, I think medium. I think he was somewhat there, somewhat wasn't there. He was quick in some cases. I think, like, I watched the race from his perspective a lot more. A bit more aggressive, maybe in the strategy, a bit more aggressive in his driving. Probably would have fought for a point position, but yeah, here and there, I think.
I'm with you.
What do you think about Mr. Valtteri Bottas?
Valtteri Bottas. Well, he far and away beat his teammate. Where was he? Where was he finishing? 11th.
11th. Yeah, we just missed out on the last
11th.
to London.
Oh, on the final lap, that was a tough one for him.
Mm-hmm.
Good quality for him though.
Mm-hmm. I think I would give him a hard. I think I'll go hard.
Hard. I don't know if he quite.
I think he's done well enough for the weekend where they didn't have any pace. If you think about where they were a couple weeks ago, but I think he fought really well with Alonso. He did really well. Yeah, I think he's someone there.
True. He did make a couple overtakes in the race, didn't
he? He did, yeah.
You know what? I could be tempted to lean towards hard.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You've convinced me.
Exactly. Mr. World Champion Fernando Alonso.
Fernando. Pretty good race from Fernando.
Super hard.
Yeah, no, this was pretty strong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking hard. I don't think he quite makes it into super hard for me.
For me, it's reason super hard is because I think he was battling P6, P7, had to pit because he had a vibration in his tires, something like that. I think if he didn't have that, he was on a one-stop strategy and would have done P6, P7. I think his pace was there. It was just he got unlucky with his tires, unlucky with his sort of strategy that Alpine put him on.
And he was also he was given team orders, wasn't
he? He was, yeah. But I think that was fair. Ocon did a great weekend.
But it would explain why he was so far behind him.
It was definitely. And he started all the backs. I mean,
I'm reserving my super hards for the top of the top.
Right, Mr. January Avocado. January P9 from McLaren.
It's good. It's a good result.
It's good enough. You can't say it's good and be out in Q1.
He missed out by a few hundreds, didn't he?
I mean, still, you're in a McLaren. You got out. Like the people who were out were the two Williams, not even the one Williams, an Alfa Romeo, and the two Aston Martins. Like McLaren, are P4 the construction champions. Lando, I think he was on P8 right in Q1, but he had a brake issue in Q2 that didn't allow him to go on. But at least top 12. I mean, that's what Danny's got to sort of push for. But I think good race pace, decent race pace, better than at least the last weekends. Still solid medium, I think.
Got most of his benefit in the race from the pits.
Definitely the quickest pits.
I mean, I'd be the first to say how disappointed I am that Danny Rick's down in 9th. McLaren is my team, but I'm a glass half full kind of guy. I think I'm honestly happy with 9th. This you know what? Give me points any weekend.
Exactly, double points. We don't mind that, do we?
I'm looking at my notes here. He was almost 5 seconds behind Magnussen at the end of the race. Yeah, I mean, you can't give him a half of that. Yeah, I'm with you. Mid.
Yeah.
In the medium.
All right. Speaking about Magnussen, K-Mag. I'm going controversial here and saying hard.
Why are you saying that?
Well, I think even though he had that issue with his engine or whatever issue he had in the car, he's still top 8. And Mick was just on some villain-esque era type performance this week. I think he would have been P7 if it wasn't for him being that great that weekend. Even though having the issue in the sprint, he did. Even though I feel he should have kept making the DRS range and all of that stuff. He was pretty quick in the sprint.
He was quicker. Yeah, he was outdriving.
On top of that, I think he was the only one that didn't really see crossing track limits that much. Like the warnings he got were a lot later than the rest of the drivers, which is pretty interesting. I think with all that combined, it's a hard for me.
Yeah, and he had a great overtake on Snowda outside of turn 4 in the race.
He did. Indeed, he did.
That was a good one to watch.
That was a good one to watch as well. Right.
Yep. I'm with you. I'm going hard.
Okay, hard. Correct. Okay, cool.
feel like I'm just
What do
following the Orient trade at the moment.
Exactly. What about Mr. Chuck Norris, Lando Norris?
Okay, I'm going to say. Can I give him a hard? I'm doing it. Slightly controversial.
Hard as well.
I'm going hard.
I agree.
You're going hard as well.
You think he was very quick with that? He had the older engine, the older car compared to Danny. He was just quick, and in that 5-person battle, he was the back of the grid, and he just went right. I'm in the pack now. It was absolutely insane to watch.
Main difference between Lando and Danny Rick this race was how they gained their places. They ended up only two places apart, but Danny Rick got his through the pits. Lando got his out on track, and that is why he's hard for me.
It's insane. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Now we speak about Mr. Villain, Mick Schumacher.
Oh, absolute super hard, ultra hard. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. He is on an absolute roll. I cannot wait to see more of him. Cannot wait.
It's just 2 back-to-back races where he finished in points. Like I remember Gunther speaking to someone on Sky Sports. I was like, "What's the change you've seen in Mick?" He's like, "I don't know. After Montreal, he's just like he just was so much calmer about the car. Just went about it differently." I'm like, "Yeah, the way he's defending against Lewis in the sprint." I'm just like, "This is." I think if he had DRS, from Magnussen, he would have kept that place.
And even though he lost out to Lewis in the sprint, it took him 4 laps to get around.
4 laps. It did.
It's fantastic. Absolutely super hard.
It's insane. Lewis' biggest enemy is the Haas now. No one else but the Haas. That's insane.
And the memes that have come out of it as well.
It's insane. It's absolutely
God tier.
Literally. All right. Now, Mr. Ocon.
Esteban, great race.
Super
race.
Super hard for me. P5 in the Alpine when he's been level pegging with Alonso, but I think he hadn't looked that quick throughout the entire weekend. Qualifying really well. Sprint finished off really highly. Took up the pieces. I don't think he could have done anything more than P4 or P5.
Yeah, he had a great quali and maintained it throughout the weekend.
Yeah.
Mr. Consistency this weekend. Consistency award goes to Esteban.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'd lean towards super hard as well.
Superb, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Speaking of Mr. Consistently, George Russell. We can be really harsh or really nice to him, I think. It's one of those weekends for him. P4 in the race, top 4 quality, top 4 sprint. Did he mess up with the Checo move? That's a big question.
I've got to say hard.
I'm going medium. I want to be harsh.
I mean, I've got to say when I heard the team radio of him saying, he turned into me, I was like, oh.
No.
Get in the bin, mate.
You can't.
But it has to be said, he did have a great race apart from that.
He did. I think that mistake cost him a podium, though. I definitely think that mistake cost him a podium.
Yep.
I think it would have cost him a P2 as well because he was looking quick that weekend. I think if he were stuck around, hadn't had the problem with Checo, he would have competed.
You thought you might have got past Max.
I think Max has said insanely tired. I think if it wasn't for the science incident where the VSC took place and he played for the softs again, I think he would have to pit regardless again. The tire was insanely hard for Max. I don't think he was good enough.
Yeah. I think my reasoning for hard is when he did pit for his new front wing, came out 19th, and then managed to fight his way back up to 4th. And I've got to give him credit for that, despite what happened at the start.
That is true. I think I'll go very grained mediums, about to be hard. I'm going to go for that. Yeah. Right, let's get from Mr. Podium, Lewis Hamilton.
Okay. Oh,
great race! Another great race, man. I don't get how the Mercedes have somehow had P3 in the constructor. They've had such a bad year,
I don't
and they've
understand
just
it either.
stolen podiums.
Yeah, so many times.
You think about
Oh,
3 weeks ago.
they should have been able to do.
Literally, 3 weeks ago, Lewis was complaining about back problems and how this could be a career-threatening injury, and he just got 3 podiums in a row. I'm just like, okay, that works, I guess.
Yeah.
Pretty easy day for him.
It's good. Again, like my basis being, there was a lot of inheriting positions and getting positions through the pits. That's the only reason why I'm bringing it down to hard.
Yeah, I would agree hard as well. I think
because I would say a few people beat him out on the track there. Mick being one of them. Who would have guessed?
Indeed. Yeah,
but
I got lucky with. Yeah, I think he got lucky with Russell sort of having the incident with Checo having the incident with Russell.
Yeah.
That would have dropped him down to P6 or P5.
Exactly.
And again, getting to the Haas, as I said, was impossible during sprint. I think finishing behind the Haas when you're Lewis Hamilton in a Mercedes, it's not really acceptable, is it? But yeah, I think he fought back well in the race. Definitely hard.
And in the in the sprint, fantastic. I think it was a triple overtake. Yeah, it's great.
I agree.
There's really
his competitor, Mr. Max Verstappen.
Mr. Maxi. I think that the main problems that he had this race were not his own, and I feel like he could tell that from the start. I feel like if you got up to Max Sunday morning and asked him where are you going to finish, he would have said second.
Yeah, or P3 even.
Yeah,
I think I'm going to go like very grained mediums. I'm leaning to medium and hard. I think the only reason being the tire rating was too high. I think that wasn't completely his fault. Red Bull's fault as well. I got the indication that he sort of gave up halfway through the race. Like I think after the first round of pit stops when Charles overtook him.
I think he lost focus. I'm with you.
Yeah. I think he just went like I'm not gonna get anywhere higher than P3 if it wasn't for one of them DNFing. Luckily, Carlos didn't. He got P2. I just felt that lack of energy that Max has. Even like the way Charles passed him, right? It was a great move. All 3 times were a great move. But it was like, right, I'm going to be in championship mode and not really care, which is rare for Max, right? We don't see Max in championship mode at all. I think he's just like, right, if I finish P2, P3 here, I'm still ahead. I'm only trailing by about 20 when I would be trailing with about 100. Who knows?
Yeah.
I think
special thing about Max is he's held to the world championship criteria, and our standards for him are so high.
Yes. Yeah.
So with that in mind, he's normally just so on it, like the entirety of the race. He's like the smallest things he can absolutely smash out the park every single time without fail. Like, which is why this time failing to close the door for Charles, what was it, 3 times?
Yeah, 3 times.
Yeah, I mean, I'll lean towards hard because I know that I'm being pretty harsh on him.
Yeah, I think.
But there's no way he's getting that super hard rating.
No, I don't think he was. I don't think he was quick enough from the start. I think, as you said, he woke up on Sunday being like, "I'm gonna be on the podium today, but not the top step."
And that's what he went into the race thinking.
That's why the race thinking, I think.
Yeah.
But his competitor Charles Leclerc didn't. He absolutely smashed out the park.
Absolute super hard. This was his best performance this season.
Definitely, I agree.
Yeah.
When he said I got the oral issues, I'm just like, oh no, it's going to be another Merc double podium and Max win. It's because we're done with the season, aren't we?
That is what sets the champions apart, when something goes wrong and they can still put it out the bag.
Push through it. Like if you're looking at his onboard clip, if you're looking at onboard, like really looking at the break and thought it was like I've got my F1 wheel, so I know like roughly what the he was going through in a way. He had a throttle on while his brake was on. That's like saying, right, you got to run, but you got to walk at the same time. Like,
that's like some Ayrton Senna shit.
literally.
Yeah.
When he was braking, he had like a 20% throttle still on. So that means you got to turn into a corner so much more earlier, and you got to fully press the brake in. F1 brakes drives are so hard. Like, I remember a guy who was on YouTube. Like he drives a lot of like Formula cars around the world. Drove an F1 car. He slammed the brake as hard as he could. He probably hit 25%.
I saw that video as well. Yeah,
it was insane. You think about it, he probably had to go 110% on throttle just to stop the car and turn it around. And despite that, he wasn't slow. Like, he was matching Max's pace to an extent.
Oh yeah, no, insane. Absolutely fantastic. If we're talking out of 10, he is a 9 virgin out of 10.
Okay, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
What a quality race from Charles, and I hope he can keep it up.
Hopefully, if his engine doesn't blow up again and again.
Yeah. Right. I really want it to be decided on the track and not by reliability. I really do.
I think
but I just can't see it happening.
Like we saw last year, it was somewhat decided on track. We saw like good battles with Lewis and Max. So again, we're talking about Abu Dhabi again. Look, like no matter what, we sort of lead back to Abu Dhabi at any sort of point. It's insane. I don't get this. But
it's not like a focal point for modern F1.
Literally, it should be like a counter like in the podcast when 1-2 Abu Dhabi. It's insane. But
we should have an Abu Dhabi alone.
We definitely should.
Yeah.
But it's insane. I hope this battle gets decided on the track, and Paul Ricard should be a great race. I think we'll hopefully have one more podcast coming out before Paul Ricard discussing our predictions and some other controversial topics, like has Daniel Ricciardo done enough to deserve a seat for next year? That should be very interesting as two McLaren fans discuss this. And hopefully
little teaser for our next podcast for the predictions.
Exactly.
I'm thinking Paul Ricard is looking a little silver.
Really? I think it's a surprise podium. I'm going to say surprise podium.
And we will get back to that on the next podcast.
We will indeed. Thanks for checking us out, guys. This is the Austrian GP review. We spoke about a billion different things in a race that Nate could not summarize in 36 seconds, which I do not blame him. I couldn't do it in 36 years if someone asked me to. We keep referring.
It took me 20 seconds just to get through the Charles Max battle, didn't it?
Exactly. Hopefully we see tons more of them and engines don't blow up like we spoke about. Check us out on Instagram, somewhere up there, YouTube somewhere up there, TikTok somewhere up there. Our TikTok's been blowing up, so make sure you follow. We probably grew about 1,000 followers for the weekend. So make sure you follow us. We'll keep posting content on there. And that's it from my end. Nate, anything to sort of send off on?
I think we'll be back again very soon, like Nico Hulkenberg at Bullring.
Exactly. Peace out, guys.
Peace.